Hey guys, welcome back. The second game for week 6 of Super Rugby AU is the Waratahs versus the Reds. Both teams have had mixed emotions this season, with the Waratahs being 0 from 4 so far this season, with the Reds having 4 from 4, won all their games so far, including the Brumbies last time by 2 points, and the last game they played, beating the Force by 7. The Waratahs, the last game they played, they lost to the Rebels by 19 points. It was almost a lot further if it wasn't for those 2 tries they scored at the end of that game. Getting to the 2 starting teams, both have made 4 changes to their sides. Pahinga Amosa comes in as the number 2 for the Reds. We know he's actually the preferred number 2 for a long time now at the Reds, so with him at the start for the side, they do improve their side. Murphy has held down the fort pretty well. Tupou and Zander has been scrumming pretty well for the side as well. Probably one of the best scrums from any Australian team at the moment. Faulkner and Holmes continues as that scrumming partnership who actually switched last week. Purecrow at number 2. At number 4, both teams change out with Ryan Smith coming in. Sam Wykes, the experienced ex-Force player, comes into the starting lineup for the Waratahs. Lucan Salakaya-Loto in at number 5 with Sam Kidd going up against him. When we get to the number 6s, Sinclair, he moves from number 4 to number 6 in this week because the Waratahs have a couple of injuries at the loose forwards. They also have lost Swinton now at number 6, so that's why Sinclair has to move there. With Angus Scott Young, he's playing his 50th game as a 23-year-old, so he has quite a couple of games behind his back as a young man. Tizano, probably one of the youngsters in a Waratahs team that is struggling, that is really standing out. If there's any guy that is putting their hands up for Wallaby selection, it is a guy like him. Fraser McWright, talk about Wallaby selection, always a nuisance when it comes to breakdown time, just like Tizano. Tizano just has the added ability of having a lot of tackles in each and every game. Then there is a guy that I am excited to see starting a game with Uru at number 8. He's been impressive this season off of the bench. He also played a couple of games at lock as well. He's quite versatile. You can see he's quite a movable guy. He runs every now and then with the ball. He's an option when it comes to line-out time as well. I want to see what he does this week with a start behind his back. Taking the jersey from Wilson, he'll have to do something good this week. Will Harris, he comes in with Dempsey being injured, also in the loose forwards for the Waratahs. Grant in at number 9 versus McDermott. McDermott continuing with his thing from just sniping out of the rucks and scoring tries. He just does that almost every week. Then we have Will Harrison at number 10, again up against a veteran in the form of James O'Connor. That's almost every week a story of a veteran versus a prodigy at number 10s in Australia, because that is how their 10s are set up. James O'Connor has been doing quite well for the Reds and captaining the side this week again. At number 12, Paisami has played brilliantly so far at number 12, shifting from 13 to 12. The first time he did play at 12 was at the Wallabies, and I was excited to see how that Paisami-Pataya combination is going to work with the Reds, especially going forward to the Wallabies if they get more game time like this. Paisami is just doing his thing by breaking through the line very well at number 12. Parisi, he's back from his suspension. Foketi back from his injury, so they have a new combination at number 12 and 13 for the Waratahs. That does improve their centre combination though, so hopefully for them, their things do go a bit better in defence as well. Alex Newsom, he moves from the 13 to the 14. James Ram at number 11. Both wings have been quite quiet for the Waratahs this season. Daigunu, he comes back from his personal reasons for missing last week's game. Vunivalu, he was impressive last week. That one run where he just shoved the guy and popped through his arm, that was a brilliant run. You could see this guy as an athlete, he has something to offer Australian rugby. Jock Campbell at number 15, and then Jack Maddox, he moves back to number 15 from the 14 jersey. Last week he actually reminded us how quick he is in that 14 jersey with a great try that he scored running down the flanks of the field. Getting to the benches, there's a couple of changes for both sides. Like I said, Murphy, he's on the bench now, having played quite a few games this season and holding down the fort quite well. He just has a tendency of a couple of overthrows a game. Asiata and Nongo being the to prop combination for the Reds. Asiata, he has had quite a good provincial season so far behind his back. Horton at number 16 for the Waratahs. Angus Bell being back from his injury does improve the side for them. Then we have Max Douglas making his debut this week. Jeremy Williams at number 19. He was great off of the bench last week. Probably one of the best games we've seen him play so far. And then we also have Nawakwanitawase at number 23, who has been quiet so far this season. For the Reds, there's a couple of guys that have been on the bench so far this season but haven't played yet. So they're still in line for a debut with Wallace and Thomas. Both of them I want to see, especially Thomas being, I think he's 18-year-old. I want to see what he does from the scrum half jersey. Last week, obviously, with that game being so close at the end versus the Force, he would not have gotten a start. Stewart at number 22, he adds physicality to that 12 jersey, just like Paisami. And then Hegarty coming in at the 23 jersey. Guys, if you have to make a prediction here, 4 wins versus 4 losses, who are you going to go for? Reds, obviously, to win this one. In my books, Waratahs, you don't know. Maybe they surprise, but for me, Reds to win this one by 21 points. Let me know your prediction down in the comments below. Also, check out these videos next to me. Hit the subscribe button if you do like the channel. And then I'll see you for the next one. Cheers.